Chinese merienda na makunat, bilog, madikit, kulay puti at minsan naman merong brown at binabalot sa itlog bago iprito. Ang traditional Chinese giveaway na ito ay nagsisimula sa letter T. Ano itong kakanina ito na piniprito? Yes, King Chow!
Tuyo!
Hindi, mali! Yes, King Goto!
Talong.
Mali pa rin, sabi ng nilalagyan ng itlog. Yes, King Chow.
Tortang talong.
Hindi ito ulam pang merienda, itong tina ito.
Ay!
Yes, King Goto.
Turon!
Ang kulit mo, Chinese na ito eh. Yes, King Chow.
Chinese turon?
Meron bang ganon? Makunat ito. Yes, King Goto.
Tira-tira.
Hindi. Dumidikit ito sa ngipin pag nakain. Yes, King Chow.
Baka tinga.
Mali pa rin eh. Bilog ang korte nitong tina ito. Bilog. Bilog. Yes, King Goto.
Tires!
Hindi nga eh. Bilog nga siya ito. Bilog ito, pero hindi gumaganon. Flat siya, flat. Yes.
Eh di flat tires?
Ay, nako, wala nakakuha. I'm sorry, wala nakakuha. The correct answer, I gave you the clue kanina. Ito ay madalas sinasamahan ng itlog. The correct answer is tahong. Madalas natin
icebreaker lang. So, ano yan? Battle of the Brainless yung tawag dyan natin sa Pilipinas. So,
Akala ko sasayaw na tayo ng
hindi tayo magagana. Ano lang, just to break the ice. So, anong relationship niyo sa NCEA? Wala naman, ano lang. Pero it relates to education. So, makikita natin kung gaano kakukulit ang mga estudyante minsan kapag hindi alam kung ano yung sagot, lulusot at lulusot sa mga tanong. NCEA ang topic natin ngayon. So, basically, ang focus ko would be ano yung NCEA, sino yung mga nagtitake nitong NCEA na to, kailan siya tinitake, at paano yung NCEA pag-acquire ng NCEA certificates. Nung una ko siyang narinig, the first thing that came up to my mind is NCAA. Kaya nga nung pinost ko dun sa board, NCAA, basketball sa atin eh. So, and just to update everyone, kanina nga sabi ni Ate Mai, champion ng UP. Woohoo! Maroons. Go Maroons. Now, let's continue. The next slide will show us a video that is from the Ministry of Education. And basically, ito na yung pinaka-summary ng discussion ko. Kaya lang, kapag pinanood mo siya first time, yung details, i-extend natin during my presentation.
Kia ora, hello. This film is designed to help you understand NCEA, the main qualification for secondary school kids in New Zealand. NCEA stands for the National Certificate of Educational Achievement, and it comes in 3 levels, cleverly named 1, 2 and 3. The key ingredients in NCEA are things called standards and credits. One leads to the other. With NCEA, there are still important national exams at the end of the year. We sometimes call it external assessment. But you can also be tested or assessed throughout the year. That's called internal assessment because it happens in school. It may sound like a lot more work, but let's face it, there are some things you can't test in a sit-down exam. Why write about delivering your mihi in te reo Māori when you could do it for real? Why just write about a science experiment when you could do the experiment in the lab and see the real results? With NCEA, subjects are divided up into all the things you need to know. They're called standards. Each standard is worth credits, and credits count towards the final qualification. It means that instead of doing a 3-hour exam on the whole subject of English, you could be assessed in separate standards about writing a business letter, analysing a text, making a film and giving speech. Some of these will be tested in an exam at the end of the year, and some will be assessed during the year. To get NCEA, you need to get enough credits, 80 at each level. At levels 2 and 3, 20 of the 80 credits can be from any level. You also need to achieve a minimum number of literacy credits, writing, speaking and listening skills, and numeracy credits, number, measurement and statistical skills. But these can be gained in a large number of different subjects. You can build up credits during the year, or even over more than 1 year, and once you've got credits, they last forever. And you can keep track of how many credits you're stacking up as you go along. When you get your results, you'll know how many credits you've got, but your results tell you a lot more than just NCEA Level 1 passed. When you log in to view your results for each standard, a letter will appear next to each one, N-A-M-E. They stand for Not Achieved, Achieved, Merit and Excellence. You can probably guess what Not Achieved means. Achieved, Merit and Excellence tell you how well you did in reaching the standard. One thing to remember is that these days, E is for Excellence. It might pay to let your parents know that when they were at school, if you got an E, it was bad news. You won't get any more credits for getting merits and excellences, but there are good reasons for aiming high. If you get enough credits with merits or excellences, 50 to be exact, you'll get merit or excellence included in your NCEA qualification. It's called certificate endorsement, and everyone will know how well you've done. That will tell people you mean business. It's a good reason to keep aiming for merits and excellences, even after you've reached 80 credits. Merits and excellences can also be useful if you're doing well in particular courses or subjects. Course endorsement tells people you're especially good at a particular subject or course. If you get 14 credits with excellence in a particular course, say maths or music, you will have that course endorsed with excellence. Anyone who reads your results will see you've done particularly well at maths or music, or even both. That will come in handy when you're showing results to people after you've left school, for work, or going somewhere else to study. Vocational pathways are another way you can show what you've learnt. They also suggest the types of study options and job opportunities that you may be interested in looking into. You get a Vocational Pathways Award when you've completed one of the 6 industry pathways. You can get more than one Vocational Pathway Award. Neat, eh? You can use Vocational Pathways to show how your achievement relates to the learning or skills employers are looking for. Your time at secondary school is a bit like a journey. It might start off feeling like you're in a foreign land, but you soon start becoming more familiar with the territory, and you'll want to explore new places and ideas. Just like any journey, it helps to have an idea of where you want to go and a map so you can plan how to get there. You want to know the subjects you're studying are taking you in the right direction. Getting as many credits as you can is great, but it's important to think about what subjects you're getting credits in. If you're aiming for a job or university course, you need to get credits in the standards that will be useful to employers or that the university will expect to see in your results. Make sure you're on the right path. And remember, just because you've got university entrance doesn't mean you can just turn up for any university course you like. These days, universities want to see lots of E's in your results, another good reason for aiming high. So, a couple of important things to remember. Make sure the standards you are studying are going to give you the results you need so you can do what you want to do when you leave school. Because NCEA is recognised internationally, it means you can study at an overseas university. And make sure you're getting your best possible results, as many excellences and merits as possible. If you've got questions, talk to the experts, ask your teachers, go to the NZQA website www.nzqa.govt.nz or phone NZQA on 0800 697 296.
Okay, so yan po yung summary ng ating discussion. So tapos na po ang presentation. Just kidding. So pagka napanood mo siya the first time, overwhelming kasi there are a lot of information na kailangan mong ma-absorb and there are a lot of questions na hindi naman nasagot ng video. Lalo sa atin na mga newbie pagdating sa New Zealand education. And so what we'll do in this presentation is we'll talk about it part by part. So let's start with who and what, or who takes the NCEA and what is NCEA. So what is NCEA? According sa sinabi kanina dun sa video, it's National Certificate of Educational Achievement, or NCEA. It's New Zealand's main secondary school qualification. Usually ang nagtitake nito ay mga it starts from year 11 and until year 13 sa secondary. Pero there are students or schools that starts to prepare there are schools that start to prepare the students as early as year 10 para pagpasok nila ng year 11 magiging madali na sa kanila yung pag-take ng 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 tests. Okay. Level 1 of NCEA is usually taken in year 11, then level 2 in year 12, and level 3 in year 13. Is NCEA a university admission test? So sa atin sa Pilipinas, meron tayong UPCAT, ASET, DLSU set, at kung ano-ano pang set or CAT para makapasok ka sa university. Naalala ko nung time namin nung elementary, meron pa tayong NEAT, National Elementary Achievement Test. And then we also have NSAT, National Secondary Achievement Test. Okay, tapos itong mga test results na to usually ginagamit mo siya pag-apply sa universities, pero it's different. NCEA is not an admission test. However, if you have the credits and the certificates, it will be a requirement when you apply for courses in the university. So NCEA levels 1, 2, and 3 is considered as a qualification for secondary students. So anong ibig sabihin nun? Ibig sabihin nun, parang meron ng degree o may certificate na yung mga bata. At as early as year 11, 16 years old, meron na siyang certificate or qualification na pwede niyang magamit for applying for a job, o kaya applying for apprenticeship, or enrolling in a university program or course, o kaya sa polytechnic institutions. Excuse me. May tinitingnan lang ako. Okay. And okay, so ibig sabihin ba pagka meron ng EA level 1, 2, 3 certificates, pwede na magtrabaho? Yes, definitely. So may mga estudyante na nakikita natin actually dito malapit kami sa St. Bernard's, St. Patrick's Silver Stream. Tapos may McDonald's dito sa tapat ng St. Patrick's Silver Stream. So there are already students taking part-time jobs sa McDonald's. And kung meron kang level 1, 2, 3 certificates, anong mga types of jobs na pwede mong i-apply? Here are some examples: beekeeper, farm worker, nursery worker, contact center worker, retail sales assistant, nanny, nursing support worker, tapos painter, tiler, welder. Usually kapag certificate 1, 2, and 3, meron ka nang ma-apply na trabaho. That's a good thing. Pero yung salary grade niya, medyo hindi pa ganun kaganda, especially if you're planning for a brighter future or bigger family, di ba? Then I don't have to go to the university. Yes, if you want to continue to work, if you already have your NCA level 1, 2, or 3, then you can opt to applying for a job and stop schooling if you want to. However, you can still go back to school if you want to. So halimbawa, tumigil ka, nagtrabaho ka muna, pero after that, gusto mo palang bumalik at mag-continue, pwede naman. Basta meron ka na nung certificate. So paano mo siya gagamitin? Later on, i-discuss natin yan. New Zealand kids study in schools, primary and secondary. So starting sila from year 1 to year 13. Yun yung coverage ng discussions natin for the past 5 weeks. As early as year 11, they can work. Okay, pero yun nga, yung mga trabaho sa NCA level 1 certificate, kapag kay 16 years old to 18 years old, ang alam ko, meron silang minimum wage. Sa ngayon siguro it ranges from around $17 to $20 per hour. Kasi ang minimum wage when you are already an adult or at 18 years old and above is nasa $21 per hour na ata ngayon. What is the minimum age for legal work in New Zealand? Naghanap ako, nag-research ako kung anong legal age. Pero di ko alam kung good news or bad news, pero walang nakalagay na specific na minimum legal age. Ang understanding lang, ang nakita ko lang na parang hindi naman law or parang understanding dito, general understanding sa New Zealand. At 16, pwede ka na magtrabaho. And then you already have at 16, pwede ka na magtrabaho. And then you already have, yun nga, ang kagandahan ng 16 years old, may covered ka na ng wage ng minimum wage law na dapat ang minimum wage mo nasa yun nga around $17 na ata ngayon ng 16 years old per hour. Pero paano kung halimbawa 15 years old ka? Pag hinanap mo sa law ng New Zealand, walang nagbabawal na 15 years old ka. Hindi ka pwede magtrabaho. Pwede ka magtrabaho. Unfortunately, ang magiging disadvantage mo is that hindi ka covered ng minimum wage law. So, pwedeng mas mababang ibigay sa yung trabaho. Paano kung 14 ka? Ganun din. Kaya lang, paano kung 14 years old and below ka? Pwede sigurong magtrabaho, pero we have to take note that ang 14 years old and below na mga bata, they should be supervised as always by an adult. So mahirap naman pagtrabahuhin mo yung anak mo na binabantayan mo din, 'di ba? So yun nga. So walang kalinawan ang minimum age limit pagdating sa sa pagtatrabaho dito. Pero ang general understanding, ano bang tawag doon? Unwritten law na mga 16 years old and above usually pwede na magtrabaho. So working is one of the options na ginagawa ng mga school leavers. Ano ba yung school leavers? So, let's continue to the next slide. Ano yung school leavers? Yung school leavers, yun ang tawag sa mga estudyante sa New Zealand na nakapagtapos na ng high school o kaya umalis na ng school, ng secondary school. Usually, mga tertiary, yung mga estudyanteng entering into the university. Sila yung generally tinatawag na school leavers. Pero ganoon na rin yung mga nagtatrabaho na, those who opted to apply for a job kasi nag-leave na sila ng school. So basically, school leavers din sila. So itong picture na nakikita nyo dito, nakita ko lang siya nag-search lang ako online. May isa ata to sa common meme na ginagamit ngayon sa Pilipinas for graduation. So sabi niya, salamat Wikipedia, Google, at sa naka-imbento ng copy and paste. Dahil sa inyo kami ay nakagraduate na sa kursong computer science. Skills pa rin yun, ha? Marunong kang gumamit ng computer. So that could actually be one of the skills na pwede mong i-apply for a certificate. Depende sa particular qualification. Let's continue. Okay. Nag-start ako magtrabaho sa New Zealand education system ng 2019, and one of the things that made it difficult for me sa adjustment is yung terms na ginagamit, technical terms na ginagamit sa education system. Sa atin sa Pilipinas, pag sinabi mong college, ang understanding mo noon, papasok na sa university after ng secondary o after ng high school, magka-college ka. So tertiary ang understanding natin nun. Pero pagdating dito, correct me if I'm wrong, pagdating dito, ang college ay year 9 to 13. So merong junior college, merong senior college. Tama ba? Yun, yung 7-8 ay intermediate, year 7 and 8. So ang anak namin ngayon, year 6 siya, graduating na siya sa primary, so papasok na siya ng year 7. So mag-intermediate na siya. Tapos pagpasok ng year 9, yun na tayong junior college. Year 11, 12, 13, yun na tayong senior college kasi doon na sila magti-take ng NCEA. Doon na sila pwedeng mag-take ng mga NCEA qualifications. Ano pa? Course. Sa Pilipinas, pag tinanong ka, anong course mo? So, basically, ang una mong isasagot, kung ano yung iti-take mong degree. Ang course ko, P6. Ang course ko, nursing. Ang course ko, BS Math. Ganun. Pero dito, pag sinabi mong course, pag nasa university ka, yun yung subject. So, Physics 101, Chemistry 101, Biology 101, Socio 101, Antro 101. Yun yung courses dito. Ano pa? Program. Pag sinabi mo program sa Pilipinas, well, literally, program sa mga school programs and activities. Dito, ang program, yun yung degree. So, halimbawa, anong program mo? Ang program na titake ko sa university, gusto ko, Bachelor of Science in Accounting. Ganun. So, yun yung mga program. So, nakakalito siya, lalo kung fresh ka, galing Pilipinas, pagdating mo sa uni, malilito ka pagdating sa enrollment. Kasi pagka yung mga terms na tinatanong sa iyo, iba yung iniisip mong meaning. And so going back to school leavers tayo. So ngayon sa school leavers, merong tatlong sabihin nating pathways na pwede nilang puntahan. One, they continue schooling to university or polytech or other training institutions. So, ang tawag nga natin sa Pilipinas yan, yung college. So, kung magli-leave ka ng secondary school, so school leaver ka na. Tapos, didiretso ka ng university or college. Another option is for you to apply for a job. Magtatrabaho na, may certificate na ako eh. Gusto ko nang kumita ng pera. Ganun. Pangatlo, pwede ka umalis ka ng high school kasi gusto mong halimbawa, yung andito ata si Ate Ning, yung pamangkin ko, anak ng pinsan ko. Ang alam ko nun, gusto niyang mag-aral, mag-chef. So, kapag ka ganun, merong mga apprenticeship. Pwede kang mag-enroll ng apprenticeship. Gagamitin mo yung NCEA qualifications mo. So, yun yung tatlong pathways. Ang focus ko ngayon would be more about NCEA. Yung pathways, yung other pathways, i-discuss yan. Mas may detailed discussion tayo yan for next week. So, let's continue to the next slide. Bago ako mag-continue, may mga katanungan po ba? Any questions from our participants? Nagno-note po kami ng participation at recitation dito. So, wala naman. Okay lang.
May quiz mamaya.
May quiz mamaya. So, kayo din. So, kung wala pong tanong, I'll continue with the slides. So, when do the students take the exams? So sabi nga natin year 11, year 12, and year 13. So meron NCEA external exams and ito usually is scheduled sa November every year. Makikita mo yan, tulad ngayon may nakapost na schedule. Ito ay 2019 timetable. So makikita mo kung kailan magti-take ng level 1, magti-take ng level 2, o magti-take ng exam yung level 3. So yun yung external exams. So pag sinabi mo may external exams, ibig sabihin meron ding internal. Oo, merong dalawang types ng exams. So external exams, actually kapag internal exams, yun yung ginagawa ng mga bata sa school. Halimbawa sa English nga, yung writing nila, tapos may mga activities na minamark ng teacher based dun sa standards, achievement standards or unit standards ng particular qualification. Yun yung i-assess ng teacher internally. So yung teacher, yung school na mismo ang magbibigay sa kanila ng credits. Sila na yung magbamarka. Yung external exams naman, tinitake siya ng mga students sa November, tapos merong mga accredited o designated exam centers. Tapos ang mag-assess may mga assessors, usually from the Ministry of Education, mag-assess ng Ministry of Education ba or NZQA ang mag-assess ng external exams. Okay. So, paano ka makakakuha ng NCEA qualification? So, halimbawa, ang anak ko year 11 na siya ngayon. So, paano siya makakakuha ng qualification? Paano niya makukuha yung level 1 certificate? Meron ako ditong video. Dinownload ko to sa YouTube. Kinuha ko lang yung portion na kailangan ko for this particular.
NCEA, the National Certificate in Educational Achievement, gives a pathway for students to gain qualifications that will help them be successful lifelong learners. Level 1 NCEA usually begins in Year 11, although at Geraldine High School some Year 10 courses will introduce it to the students and may allow them to gain credits to get them started for the following year. Most students will continue with Level 2 in Year 12, although it is not uncommon for some students to do a mixture of the higher levels or take longer than 1 year to complete a level of NCEA. Level 3 is usually taken in Year 13 and can include the components to gain university entrance. NCEA works by students gaining at least 80 credits, which are like points. In Level 1, students need to gain 80 credits. Students are allowed to carry 20 of these credits over to the following year when they undertake Level 2, leaving 60 credits to gain this next qualification. For Level 3 NCEA, the same thing can occur. Students can carry over 20 of their Level 2 credits and then continue to achieve 60 or more Level 3 credits to gain Level 3. To gain credits at any level, there are two types of standards that can be attempted: achievement standards and unit standards. Achievement standards are linked to tasks that allow the student to gain not achieved, achieved, merit, or excellence credits. For example, if your task was to write a report on a historical incident, you might achieve by writing something at the level of the standard and gain achieved. Or you might write a report that is above the standard required and gain a merit. Or write a report that demonstrates your skills are well above what is expected and gain an excellence. Unit standards are linked to a specific skill that is either not achieved or achieved. i.e. you can either master the skill or you haven't yet mastered it. Being able to gain the skills to achieve your driver's license would be a unit standard assessment.
Yung post ko dito sa video sa slide na to, yung achievement standards usually diyan kasama siya dun sa mga specific subjects na i-take ng mga bata para ma-acquire yung level 1, level 2, level 3 na certificates niya. And usually yung achievement standards, yan yung ginagamit to apply for a university program or courses. Yung unit standards naman, yung basic skills, kung na-achieve mo yung skill na kailangan para dun sa certificate na ina-applyan mo. So halimbawa, yung sinabi niya sa driving, marunong itong magmanibela. Kung kasama yung pagmamanibela dun sa standards, pag nakita nila, marunong ka pala magpaikot ng manibela, titik nila yon. Ang ilalagay lang nila, achieve. So kung hindi ka marunong magpaikot ng manibela at nasira mo, not achieve. Ganun lang yan. Actually, sa Pilipinas, kapag-take ako ng test the courses, pareho siya ng assessment sa mga test the courses sa Pilipinas. So halimbawa, gusto mo makakuha ng level 1 certificate meron ding level 1 certificate na national certificate sa TESDA sa Pilipinas. Ganun din siya. So may mga unit standards, titignan lang nila kung na-achieve mo or hindi mo na-achieve. O yun, walang numbers, walang letters. Ganun din pagdating sa mga specific subjects. So merong tinatawag na not achieved. Ibig sabihin, hindi mo nasagot ng maayos yung problem o blanco yung papel. Achieve kung may nakitaan sa yung skill pero yung basic lang. Kung medyo advanced yung skill, merit ang ibibigay sa iyo. Kung medyo mataas na yung skills na naipakita mo, yung knowledge or understanding mo or interpretation or explanation mo dun sa binigay na assessment, then you'll be given an excellence mark. Okay. So sa nakita natin kanina, year 11, nag-start mag-take ng NCEA certification ng mga estudyante, year 11. And basic requirement is mag-accumulate ka ng 10 credits for literacy and 10 credits for numeracy. So yung 10 credits na yon sa literacy credits, meron siyang 3 standards. Right to communicate ideas for a purpose and audience. So pagka na-achieve yan ng bata, meron siyang 4 credits. Read text with understanding. Pag na-achieve naman yan ng bata, meron siyang 3 credits. And actively participate in spoken interactions. So pag na-achieve yan, may 3 credits. Pag inad mo lahat ng credits sa 3 unit standards, then merong 10 credits na kaagad yung anak natin pag nagtitake na sila ng NCEA. Literacy yan. Sa numeracy, meron din 3 standards. Use number to solve problems, may 4 credits. Interpret statistical information for a purpose, may 3 credits. And use measurement to solve problems, another 3 credits. Itong literacy and numeracy credits na to, required ito. Kailangan meron ito yung mga bata bago sila mabigyan ng certificate for level 1. Kung i-add natin, 20 lang yan. Sabi dun sa video, kailangan 80. Oo, kailangan 80. So saan natin kukunin yung iba pang points? Bawat subject na ititake ng mga bata, pagpasok nila ng year 11, meron na yung mga achievement standards or unit standards na bawat list of achievement standards or unit standards may naka-assign na credit sa kanila. So halimbawa, sa physics, merong 5 achievement standards sa physics. Ito ay carry out a practical physics investigation, 4 credits siya. Tapos internal yung exam. So ibig sabihin na pwedeng makuha ng mga anak natin yung credits na to sa school lang, yung teacher na ang mag-a-assess sa kanila. Demonstrate understanding of the physics of an application. So 2 credits din yun, internal yung exam. And then we have demonstrate understanding of aspects of electricity and magnetism, that is 4 credits. External na itong exam na to. Ganon din sa topic ng wave at saka sa topic ng heat. So tagpo 4 credits din yun. I have an experience na actually ginagawa namin sa uni ito, nagpo-provide kami ng revision. So pag sinabing ditong revision, sa atin ang tawag doon ay review. So revision programs or review programs para sa NCEA. We provide tutorials and revision sessions. Pagdating sa physics, itong 3 external lang ang i-review namin sa kanila. So pag in-account natin yung total credits, sa physics lang ito, 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 4, that gives them a total of 18 credits. So, ibig sabihin, may 18 credits na siya. Plus 20, yung kanina, so 38, kulang pa rin. Kailangan mag-accumulate ka ng 80 para makakuha ka ng level 1 certificate. So where will the other points come from? The other subjects, meron din silang mga achievement standards with points, with credits. So requirement, kailangan meron kang literacy and numeracy credits. So sabi nga dun sa video kanina, nag-iipon ka lang ng credits. And once you have acquired that credit, parang ano yan, parang sa bangko mo, naitago mo na yun, na-save mo na yun. So kapag meron ka ng literacy and numeracy credits, nasa record mo na yun. Ano bang tawag dyan sa atin? Parang nasa report card mo na yun. Hindi na yun matatanggal.
Transcript of records.
Yan. Tama po si Ate Judith. Salamat, Ate Judith. Yun ang equivalent niya, transcript of records. So, nasa transcript of records mo na yun. Tapos, kumuha ka ngayon ng chemistry. Ang chemistry may 18 points din. Biology, 6. Halimbawa lang, 6. Math, 18. Tapos, yung physics kanina, another 18. So, that will give you a total of 80. So you have a total of 80 credits. Pag nakuha mo na tong 80 credits, pwede ka nang mabigyan ng level 1 certificate. Kailangan ba i-achieve ko lang ang 80? Hindi naman necessarily na i-limit mo lang ang sarili mo sa 80 because kung gusto mo pa rin mag-take ng ibang test, that's all right. Lalo kung may ano ka na, may path or may direction ka na kung anong gusto mong i-take sa university. Usually, ang mga estudyante at year 11, strategy na yan para pag tinitingnan nila, gusto kong maging engineer. So pagpasok ko sa university, kailangan kumuha ko ng engineering. Pag engineering ako, anong mga kailangan kong credits o anong mga subject ang kailangan kong i-apply, ikuha ng certificate sa NZQA para pag nag-apply ako ng engineering courses o ng program, magagamit ko yung credits na yun. So as early as year 11, kumbaga, i-align na ng estudyante yung mga subjects na iti-take niya for NZQA base sa kung anong plano niya sa university o kung anong profession ang gusto niya. Pwede bang kahit hindi pa alam ng anak ko yung kanyang gusto niya lang mag-take ng iba't ibang mga exams? So that's all right. Okay din naman yun. Wag lang masyadong ma-pressure yung bata sa mga exams. Okay, so we'll continue. Ay, Nanay, andyan ka po ba?
Hello po.
Ayan, okay. So, i-invite ko dito ang aking may bahay. Si Nanay, nagtatrabaho siya ngayon sa capital training. So, ang capital training, nagpo-provide sila ng training and program, ang mga sessions. Si Nanay na mag-explain. So, Nanay, share.
Ano lang muna, disclaimer lang muna po. I've been working for about 1 month sa capital training. So, medyo inaaral ko pa din naman yung trabaho. Pero in terms of yung sinasabi po ni tatay na NZQA at saka yung mga certificates, right now I'm teaching as a tutor sa mga learners namin, New Zealand Certificate Foundation Skills 1 and literacy and numeracy. So sabi po ni tatay kanina na you need 80 credits para po makakuha ng level 1 certificate. So sa trabaho po kasi namin, sa trabaho ko, ano siya, hindi siya yung katulad ng sa school setting na sinasabi ni tatay na kukuha ka ng subject, chemistry, physics, and all. Tapos yung mga learners namin, different din sa school setting. So yung sa amin, normally, yung mga estudyante namin, sila yung mga batang ayaw na nung mag-aral ng mga subjects. Most of them just want to go and get employed. So, yun ang pinaka ino-offer ng capital training. We actually offer the courses for free. And inaano namin yung mga bata na to come to course and be able to get the certificate. So, yun ang pinaka-objective ng capital training is obviously to get them employed and make them employable. So for yung national certificate foundation skills namin, it's more on building yung kanilang personal profile and get them prepared for future employment. And as well as preparing them, help them plan kung ano yung pathway na gusto nilang kunin in the near future. So dun sa foundation skills, basically ang inaano lang namin doon yung learning styles nila, how are they going to manage their well-being, health and wellness. Basically these skills kailangan pag dumating ka sa pag naging employed ka na, you have to manage yung paano ba i-manage yung anger mo, getting imposed to yung idea ng exposed to drugs and alcohol, how do you deal with stress and so on and so forth. Pati they are also informed about New Zealand laws, yung mga contracts, paano ba magbasa ng contracts and so on. Ano bang mga implications nun sa inyo and with your employer? How do you fill in forms? Paano ba sumagot ng mga forms ng ganyan? Even teaching them how to do budgeting, yung paano ba nila aanuhin yung kanilang gross pay, to net pay, yung mga taxes na binabayaran. So those kind of things, we actually help the learners learn and understand kung ano ba yung mga implications ng mga bagay na yun sa kanila. And at the end of the foundation skills, yun nga, inaano din namin sa kanila yung paano ba nila paplanuhin yung future. So, meron kaming assessment na they're required to research and do investigation of career options na gusto nila. And yung career options is based on their personal profile. Na ano ba yung interest nila? Are they into, let's say, cars and so on and so forth? So yung career options na pinipili would be related dun sa kung ano yung interest nila. Tapos dun sa career options na nakuha nila, let's say gusto nila bagay sa akin yung automotive technician. So under automotive technician, nire-research na nila ngayon kung ano yung mga qualifications at saka certifications na kailangan nila para ma-achieve nila yung kanilang career goal. So katulad nga po ng sinasabi ni Tatay, so level 1 yung ino-offer namin sa kanila. This is actually preparing them for level 2, kung ano yung gusto nilang kunin for level 2 or level 3. So halimbawa automotive technician nga yung gusto nilang gawin, there are certain certificates din na a-apply doon sa gusto nila. So yun nga, you're creating the pathway for them para mag-progress yung kanilang level of experience as well as yung learning tsaka yung kanilang qualifications. So yun ang inaano po namin sa capital training. And integrated po doon yung literacy and numeracy. So sa mga assessments, kasi may mga modules siya. So each module, currently we are doing 7 modules for foundation skills. And each modules may mga kanya-kanya siyang assessments. And most of the time, yung mga assessments nila, standard yon. So standard assessments. May mga activities na integrated na po yung literacy and numeracy activities. Like for example, as I've said, pinaprepare namin yung mga batang maging employable. So, for example, yung sa literacy nila, yung writing a CV, that's also already part of literacy. So, kung ano man yung assessment namin dun sa parang writing a CV, both yon pwede na naming ilagay yun na evidence na this learner can write. So parang ano yun, kasi dito sa literacy and numeracy din, merong mga credits din siya. So for example, yung sinabi nga ni tatay, numeracy, kailangan minimum is 10, sa literacy, ganun din, 10 din. So each, pareho sila merong mga assessments. So may mga yung kung nakita niyo po kanina yung 26623, 26 ganun. So sa numeracy, ang basic na kailangan ng maano ng mga bata is numbers, yung statistics, and measurement. So basic concept po nung tatlong yun lang ang ang minimum na required sa mga bata para ma-achieve nila yung numeracy and ma-award sa kanila yung 10 credits. For literacy naman, yun nga, yung writing, reading, and speaking. And most of this, yung assessment and evidences na inilalagay namin, they are naturally occurring evidences. So, ang mangyayari diyan, halimbawa, ang bawa dito sa speaking and ano nila, yung conversation lang nila with us and with their co-learners. Most of the time, nire-record namin and we ask permission na, is it all right to record your conversation? It's just how they express themselves, and ina-evaluate lang namin kung paano nila i-handle yung kanilang, paano ba nila nai-express yung sarili nila, yung opinions nila, and so on and so forth. So ganun siya ina-assess sa amin sa capital training. So ganun lang po. Nakatulong po ba yun? So yan, pinakaano namin sa level 1 is basically to prepare the learners to be employed. So yun ang target ng capital training. And yung ino-offer namin, it's actually supported din ng government. It's for free for learners, and sometimes and most of the times meron pang mga allowances na binibigay yung government, like for example yung travel allowance nila papunta sa school, nire-reimburse ng capital training sa mga bata. So yun yung maganda doon sa capital training, na they offer it for free. Talagang inaano nila yung kasabi nga dati sa yung previous sessions, na yung mga bata talagang ino-offer yung education sa lahat. So wala talagang rason na masabihin mo na hindi ka makakapag-aral, kasi merong mga institutions na tinutulungan na talagang you can go to school. So yun lang po.
Salamat ng marami. Okay. Thank you po. In-invite ko si nanay kasi nakita ko yung mga ginagawa nilang assessments, dinadala niya minsan sa bahay. Sabi ko, ito yung topic ko sa sa NCEA. Ayun. So, actually gina-guide nila yung mga bata to, especially yung open, yung capital training, kung tama ba ang pagkakaintindi ko, open siya sa mga bata na gustong bumalik sa school pero ayaw na dun sa formal education setting. And para ini-encourage nila na lahat ng mga bata pumasok pa rin sa school. So they provide opportunities. Kaya yung capital training daw libre na, may travel allowance pa, may pagkain pa nga ata. Okay, so salamat Nay ng marami for that information. And we will continue with the next one. So paano kung na-acquire na nila yung level 1? So yung level 1, yun yung basic, yung unang certificate. Pagka meron ka na nun, mas madali sa'yo maka-apply ng trabaho. Kasi kumbaga, meron ka ng basic skills na kailangan mo. Life skills, yung mga binabanggit kanina ni nanay, mga life skills and mga work skills yun. Ina-assess nila for level 1. Paano yung level 2? So pagdating sa level 2, pwede ka nang magpili ng pathway. So pwedeng you continue with year 12 and year 13, or pwede rin naman na pumili ka na ng ibang, tulad ng sinasabi ni nanay kanina, kung halimbawa gusto mo sa automotive, pwede kang tumingin, baka mayroong mga apprenticeship o may mga courses na pwede mong i-apply na NCAA Level 1 certificate ang requirement based on kung ano yung gusto mo. So meron tayo dito. Okay, thank you po Ate Judith. And so pagdating ng level 2, kailangan mo rin mag-accumulate ng 80 credits. So yung credits ba na yun sa level 2, does it have to be level 2? Pwede siyang mixture ng level 2 and level 3. So pwede siyang mixture ng level 2 and level 3. Tapos pagdating mo ng level 3 naman, so pag nakakuha ka na ng level 2 certificate, pagdating ng gusto mong year 13 ka na, tapos kuha ka na ng assessment o ng certification for level 3, pwede rin siyang mixture ng, ito sabi dito, 60 credits at level 3 or above. So hindi necessarily na level 3 lang. Basta pwedeng mixture siya ng assessments. Okay, that is year 11, year 12, and year 13. So mag-start ng level 1 sa year 11, then level 2 sa year 12, and level 3 sa year 13. Right. Going to the next slide. Okay pa po ba tayo? May questions po ba?
Sure.
Okay, question.
Dagdag lang, hindi
Apa.
question. Pwede?
Sige po, Ate Judith. Okay po.
Okay.
Sige po, Ate Judith.
So, yung idagdag ko rin kay yung sa presentation ni ni Nanay. Nanay Ching. Can you hear me?
Yes
Okay.
po.
Oo. So idagdag ko rin na ang yung free tuition na yon syempre paid by the government because it's TEC funded, no? Tertiary Education Commission. Tapos halos kada lugar sa New Zealand merong mga nag-o-offer, hindi lang yung private training establishment na isa na diyan yung capital training. So kailangan ko rin maidagdag kasi dahil baka mag-isip yung iba na capital training it's only a PTE, baka wala nang iba. So huwag tayong mag-alala kasi anywhere in New Zealand merong mga nag-o-offer na free tuition or funded by the TEC, and it is supported by the Workforce Development Council or WDC. So which means yung mga binanggit mo, Ahmed, na yung mga industries, yung construction, etc., fully anchored on by Workforce Development Council na fully funded ng TEC. So, ang PTE, isa sa mga providers, meaning private training establishment. Meron din tayong mga public talaga. Or meron din tayong government, kung yung mga trust fund supported. So, pagpunta mo sa Wellington, maraming providers. Maghahanap na lang yung estudyante at saka parents kung pwede ba akong may pambayad ba ako o wala. That's one of the considerations. Pero kahit PTE, libre din. Lumalabas na libre kasi galing sa government. That is one of the privileges, di ba? Kaya maganda yung mekanismo kasi yun na nga, yung sinabi mo, Ahmed, at saka Ching, na meron tayong mga pathways na pag ayaw mo na sa formal schooling or for any other reason, pwedeng na-traumatize ka kasi meron din mga estudyanteng na-traumatize sa NCAA o kaya sa teachers, ayaw na nila. So they opt to have another kind of pathway, which is for employability and maybe later for further studies. Okay, so yun lang ang idadagdag ko.
Thank you, Ate Judith.
You're welcome.
May naka-raise ang hands ni Cecil. Hello po.
Hello, thank you for this good session kasi meron akong year 8 na anak and she's going to be year 9 next year. So ako naman, research din ako, tapos tingin-tingin ano bang mangyayari sa high school ng anak ko. Ngayon, yung question ko lang or clarification regarding dun sa level 2, level 1 yung nasa slideshow ngayon. So dun sa level 2, di ba 80 credits at level 2 or 60 credits at level 2 or above plus 20 credits at any level. So medyo naano ako dun. Kasi tinitingnan ko yung student curriculum ng Sacred Heart. Meron siya kasing sinasabing core courses at saka optional courses. So ibig sabihin nun, yung kumbaga yung mandatory courses, yun yung sinasabi natin na kailangan i-achieve niya yung credit doon sa mandatory courses na yon. Plus yung other credit naman is dun sa parang optional courses kung gusto niya ang pathway niya ay magpumunta sa creative technology or dun sa information technology o kaya sa accounting. Yun yung sinasabi natin na 20 credits. Ganun ba yun?
Ay, yung 20 credits, itong 20 credits at any level. Itong sinasabi niyang plus 20 credits at any level. Galing siya kasi ng level 1. Di ba? Pag nag-level 1 ka, level 1, para makakuha ka ng level 2 certificate, usually, ang alam ko kapag kukuha ka ng level 2 certificate, may may level 1 ka, at least meron ka nung literacy at saka numeracy. Yun, required yun. Yun, required yun. Ang alam ko sa level 2, yung literacy and numeracy na 20 credits, hindi na ba required ngayon, Kuya Joey?
Tanungin natin yung mga resource person natin, si AJ o kaya si Andre, kung ano yung distribution ng actual na credits per level. So, kasi yung sinasabi mong Ahmed na 80 and then may 20 na transferable, I think they can explain it better kung ano yung experience nila doon.
Yung pagdating kasi ng level 2 certificate, ang nabasa ko nung last time is that although binabago ata nila yung ruling na yon, sa level 2, in existing rule, my understanding is that required pa rin yung 10 literacy and 10 numeracy credits. So automatically 20 credits yun. Yun na yung plus 20 credits at any level.
Medyo hindi clear sa akin yun kung ako tatanungin kasi yung level niya is level 1. So definitely tataas yung level na expectation doon. So it would not be, from my mind, I may be wrong, transferable yung level nung standard nung level ng bata. Kasi di ba kung ita-transfer mo lang yung tinake niya sa level 1 hanggang sa level 3.
Ay, hindi yung ibig kong sabihin yung 20 credits, yung 20 credits pwede niyang i-transfer yung galing ng level 1. Ang understanding ko niyan. Yung 60 credits is yun yung dapat i-take mo ng level 2 or
2. Pero makakakuha ka ng level 3 20 only from level 2 if you are
from level 2, oo.
Hindi yung
so,
level 1.
Yung pagdating naman ng level 3, kasi dapat 80 credits ka eh. So basically, ang kailangan mo lang kung magle-level 2 ka, kailangan mo lang i-acquire is 60 credits na level 2 or higher. Kasi yung level 1, pwede mong i-transfer yung 20 credits na galing ng level 1, parang ganun.
AJ or Andre, pwede ba kayong sumabay?
Pwede mag-feedback si
pwede kayo mag-feedback?
Hello.
Hello, Diane, and si AJ na ba?
So I believe, from what I remember, it's a long time ago now.
You're making that feel old, Andre. No.
I believe so. You get the 80 from level 1. So the 10 literacy credits and numeracy credits, those are mandatory. You need those to go into further study. And those are usually provided by a mandatory either English or maths subjects.
Yep.
So at level 1, you can start picking what you want in terms of courses, but there's still 3 mandatory ones. At least it was for me. So for me, it was maths, English, and science. Those were the 3 mandatory courses that I had to take for level 1, and I could pick whatever I want. When you go to level 2, they take 20 of those credits that you receive and they count that plus 60 credits that you receive from level 2. So that's 80. But normally there's more than, I'm not sure, depending on how many classes they'll take, there'll be a lot more than 60 credits available. They then take those extra that you got from this more than 60 essentially from level 2 onto level 3. So you'll be using the years before essentially. Yeah. And they just carry on.
Yep, is that the same experience you have, AJ?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So
another question, Dre. That means that, say, in your level 2, you are
Yeah.
able to get 90 credits instead of 80.
Yeah.
You
Nine-
move the 10. You were able to use the 10 extra for your level 3. Is that correct?
I believe so. So you're saying you get 90, including the 20 you received from level 1.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
But okay.
Okay, so just to clarify, so when you reach the 80 credits, you mean you already achieved the level 2. But during
Yeah.
year 12, it doesn't mean that you can only achieve 80 credits. You might achieve more than
More,
80
yeah.
credits.
Yeah, more
Is that
than, yeah.
correct?
More than.
There's way more than,
Okay.
yeah. And there's usually, I think, up to like 120 available.
Okay,
in
and that
credits
excess
from
one, you can carry like you can carry it like on a level 3. Is that correct? You can
Yeah.
add it.
I believe each class normally on average is about 20 credits. And it's recommended you take 5 or 6 classes per year. So
Ultimately, the best strategy, though, would be to try to do as many assessments as possible rather than be overly selective in terms of which ones to do, because that maximizes the chances of getting credits, which helps get way past the requirements.
Okay,
the
thanks for
only
that
the only
advice.
tricky part for that is your child's preferred courses may not offer as much as others. So make sure to it's a balance of not making them go to it just for the credits. Essentially, it's also still, because I remember calculus for year 13, I think when I was doing it, offered 24 or 28 credits, whereas statistics only offered like 20. For some pathways, statistics may be the smarter path. I remember I had a few friends who took statistics as they felt like calculus would be too hard for them to do at year 13, and they don't think they're going to use it for their further study. So again, it's just, it's a bit tricky. It's like kind of the balance, and it's just talking to the kid and making sure that they're ready for what they're going to take and they're not taking it just for the sake of passing. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for that.
Thank you very much. Si Gian po ay anak ni Kuya Joey. Dong. And si AJ or Antonio Salamat, siya naman po ay anak ni Ate Judith. So Gian he's already finished with his degree, tama po ba, Kuya Joey?
I graduate on Tuesday. Amen.
Yeah. Yeah, so yan po. Kaya natin sila in-invite kasi they are the ones who underwent the NCAA certification process. So
Si
ayan.
AJ nasa uni ba?
AJ nasa
uni na? AJ?
Victoria University.
Nasa university.
Awesome. Cecil, may tanong ka pa ba? Parang nag-raise ka ng hand or pumalakpak ka lang?
Pinalakpakan ko lang yung mga anak niyong magagaling. Salamat. At ako'y naliwanagan.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, continue tayo. So, how is NCAA used to enter in the university? So, ito na yung, actually, mag-sharing siguro mamaya ito si Gian at si AJ. May video ako dito.
So I'm a year 12 student who's looking to go to uni in the coming years. And however, I was just wondering what you have to endorse do you have to endorse the whole year with merit or higher to go to uni? Or can you just endorse in certain subjects? Is that enough? What kind of marks do I need to get to uni? And this got me essentially what he's asking and what I thought we should talk about, because I don't think we've talked about this in detail on this show, is what you need to actually get done to get into university in New Zealand.
We made a list. He made it.
I made a list.
I didn't make it.
Because it's really complicated and it confuses a lot of people. So there's 3 things you need to think about. So it's the core university entrance criteria, the guaranteed entry score, and any additional requirements for the specific degree you want to study. So the first thing, university entrance. Do you want to do this one? Because
okay.
you
So
probably understand it better than me.
I'm still going to use this as a bit of a prompt.
No, go
but
for it.
I will explain it as we go. So you need 14 credits at level 3 in the university approved subjects, and so those are all on NZQA. You can check those out.
Yeah, I'll throw the links to all the stuff we talk about
Yeah.
because a lot of it would take us way too long to read
Yeah.
out. So show notes, studytime.co.nz, and you can find all the links for everything we talk about here.
Yeah. And then you need 10 literacy credits at level 2.
Yeah.
2, not level 3. So, and this is why you can drop English at level 3 and still get into university.
Yeah.
Because like that's what I did. And then you also need 10 numeracy credits, but you need these at level 1.
Yeah.
So it's numeracy at level 1, English at level 2, and then in level 3, just 3 of the university approved subjects, 14 credits in each of them.
Yeah. So at level 3, you need, I'm just going to go over those again. Level 3, 14 credits in 3 different university approved subjects.
Which is 28, 34, no,
So
42?
42 credits.
42
14 in
credits.
each out of 3
Yeah.
approved subjects. And then the 10 literacy credits at level 2, 5 of them have to be in reading and 5 of them have to be writing. They have to be in only specific standards
Yeah.
qualify for that. We'll throw a list of those in the thing. And 10 university credits at level 1.
Yeah.
Again, only certain standards meet those criteria. We'll throw a list of those again.
Yeah. And the literacy, actually, just on that note, those literacy credits, you don't even necessarily need to get those from English. I actually
Yeah.
think drama does a heap of them. Like, I think I know
There's
most
a bunch
people...
of media studies standards that
Yeah,
are
I got
eligible.
the media, I think even
there's some
history.
text standards. There's a lot.
Yeah, so it doesn't even necessarily need to be English, but if you're not taking it through English, I would take a more
triple check, yeah.
just triple check that the standards that you'll be undertaking in your other courses will make sure that you get those credits.
Yeah, I might.
Okay, so pause ko dyan. Kasi medyo mahaba yung discussion nila. Pero yun yung important part dito, yung kung paano sila mag-acquire ng credits na kailangan to enroll in a university degree or courses. And mamaya mag-explain pa, siguro tulungan tayo mag-explain ni AJ kasi andyan siya. Yeah. I'll continue with the next slide. So for every university, all the courses will have their own individual requirements. So hindi pare-pareho. Although generally merong same sets of requirements. But then it depends. So ito specifically, this is for Physics 1A course. Sa Pilipinas, ano ba to? Physics 101, yung first year physics. So ang kailangan nila to enter into this course is acceptance in Physics 114 is conditional on 14 NCEA level 3 credits in physics and in mathematics. So nakalagay dito specific kung ano yung required standard, achievement standard, differentiation and integration sa mathematics. So 18 NCEA level 3 standards in both mathematics and physics are strongly recommended. O tapos may mga other additional options. Merong 1 externally assessed standards with excellence in NCEA level 3. Pag sinabing with excellence in both NCEA level 3 mathematics and physics, ito yung sinasabi kanina dun sa video na endorsed with excellence or endorsed with merits. So yung mga bata when they go to year 11, 12 and 13, meron na silang parang transcript of records. Andun lalabas yung kanilang NCEA scores, kung mga ilang credits ang na-receive na nila. And for each, kung meron silang mga excellence or merit endorsements, mag-a-appear din yun dun sa kanilang records. Now, pag nag-apply sila ng university, yung mga endorsed with merits and endorsed with excellence achievements nila, isa sa mga pwedeng tignan ng university to accept them in the courses na ina-applyan nila. And Ito depende. So tulad nga ng sabi ko kanina, depende sa mga universities. Kasi meron mga universities na halimbawa, paano kung halimbawa yung anak ko hindi nag-NCEA level 3 physics, level 2 lang siya. Ang ginagawa minsan ng ibang institutions tulad halimbawa ng Otago University at saka ng Canterbury, may ino-offer sila na jumpstart physics. O parang bago sila mag-start doon sa Physics 101, dahil kulang sila ng credits sa Physics NCEA Level 3, mag-enroll sila ng isang course to help them achieve what they need for Physics 101. Parang ganon. Okay, so that is for itong kinuha kong example na to is sa Victoria University. Meron ding mga kanya-kanyang requirements, academic requirements, iba't ibang university for each specific courses. So kapag mag-enroll na yung mga anak natin, what they actually have to look at, aside from the degree that they want, are the course requirements. Ito naman ay sa Piterea or sa Weltec ata to. O Piterea. Parehas, opo. Ito naman ay kung kukuha ng New Zealand Certificate in Business Administration and Technology. And it also shows kung ano yung requirement nila. So according dito, the student only needs 10 credits NCEA Level 1 Literacy and 10 credits NCEA Level 1 Numeracy or equivalent, or evidence of relevant study or work experience. So kapag meron na sila nitong mga certificates or credits dito, pwede nilang i-apply for university or polytechnic programs. Ayan. So pwede nating invite si AJ. AJ, kinuha ko yung picture profile mo sa
What
Facebook.
on earth is this?
And Gian, I took a picture.
It's on the spot.
Yeah. You made me attend for this, Dad? What's this? What's going on?
Told you to be here.
I
warned you. I warned
I
you.
told your dad that I took a picture of Gian.
What's going?
Okay, so can you tell us your experience, NCA experience, especially when you apply for the university? What are the preparations that you did or considerations that you had in your mind in taking the NCAA courses specifically is aligned with your plans in the university?
Right. Okay. So I'll begin with a little bit of context. Currently, I am a student at Victoria University of Wellington. I am studying chemistry as my degree. And so the way that the story played out was in year 9, I always loved chemistry. And what happened was I was very bored in my science class in year 9. So my teachers put me up to year 12 chemistry, level 2 in year 9. And what that allowed me to do was that meant I did level 3 chemistry in year 10. And it meant that in later on in year 12, I was given the option to do university level chemistry. So 100 first year chemistry at Vic Uni in year 12 as part of high school. And the way that they allowed me to do that was I met the course requirements at the time. So I don't remember the requirements, but I think it's 2 or 3 externals for chemistry at level 3. I think above a merit or something, and that allowed me to do the 100 level chemistry courses. So does that answer the question, or is there more?
That's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so AJ said something about him taking some a university course parallel with the high school or secondary program that they have in high school in year 12, right?
Opo.
Okay, so meron din meron din sa physics, meron kami tinatawag na STAR program. Is that the same? Is that the STAR program? Okay, so the STAR program, it's actually a project of the government, of PEC, and nagpa-partner yung tertiary education institutions with secondary institutions kung saan yung mga first year courses na pwede nang i-take ng mga bata while they were still in high school. Habang halimbawa, si AJ, habang nagki-chemistry siya, i-credit na sa course na yon yung mga na-acquire niyang credit sa chemistry high school niya. So pagpasok niya ng university, pwede na siyang makakuha ng credits for chemistry 101, let's say chemistry 101. Hindi niya na kailangang i-enroll yun. So kailangan niya na lang kumuha ng other courses.
Opo. Tapos walang bayad din ang STAR
Oh.
program. Yan yung system na ginamit sa akin. Yung school ko binigyan ng STAR funding galing ng gobyerno, tapos binayaran yung course fees ko para sa akin.
So may
Maganda.
maganda 'yun. Actually ginagawa ng mga hindi lang ng BQNI 'yun, kahit ng ibang universities. Kapag yung mga anak nyo high school sila, nakita nyo na medyo nag-a-achieve sila ng maganda sa mga ganong courses, and kung alam nyo naman ang kanilang plano, pwede nyo i-suggest yun. Although ang alam ko sa schools, meron naman nag-i-inform sa kanila ng mga ganitong, kung may mga gustong mag-apply for the STAR program, may mga information from the schools themselves. Pero yun, para magandang information yun sa ating mga parents na pwede pala mag-skip ng isang course ang anak ko sa university kasi na nakikredit na yung mga achievement niya sa high school pa lang siya. Thank you AJ.
Does the parents have to take the initiative to apply for that STAR program, o sasabihan ka ng school mo? Usually baka maraming mga achievers sa mga anak natin na hindi natin alam na may ganun pala, na pwede pa lang.
Ang nangyari po sa akin, nakita nung teachers ko na meron akong passion sa chemistry. Kaya sinabi sa principal, ta siya yung he had the initiative.
Yeah, thank you AJ. Pero ang sa experience ko naman with some schools na kapartner namin, yung teachers mismo sila ang nag-i-endorse ng mga bata, ng estudyante. Right. Tapos ini-inform kasi meron din kaming staff sa university na sila yung naka-assign sa STAR program. So i-connect lang sa amin, no, ito may estudyante dito sa sa ganitong school, 14 sila. Ito yung credits nila, binibigay na sa amin, tapos ina-assess kung pwede. Pag nag-approve kami, ayun. So basically, actually lahat ng lectures na ginagawa namin sa university na-access ng mga bata sa high school. Tapos kapag test and exams, nagti-test and exams din sila. So basically, parang sumasabay na sila sa course sa university. So pagkatapos nun, pagpasok nila ng university, automatic meron na silang credit dun sa courses na yun. Hindi nila kailangang i-enroll. Okay, so thank you very much AJ. Si Gian, may gusto bang i-share?
So during high school, I think I really excelled in English. That was my thing. And actually, like when you were going through, when you watched that last video and with the two people talking about the NCA, you gave me flashbacks of how how confusing NCA actually was.
Yes.
Yeah. But I just kind of wanted to again highlight that what they said with how you don't have to get your literacy credits just from English or maths or numeracy just from maths, because there are kids who cannot stand those classes. Because I remember by year 12 English, we were doing Shakespeare, and not every kid's gonna love just listening to Shakespeare being read out to them every class. So there's lots of different ways to kind of receive the qualification, essentially. But in terms of kind of my journey from year 9, it's basically opposite to AJ's, who he knew he loved chemistry straight away. I had no idea what I was going to do, which I think will probably be the same for a lot of kids. And they kind of find that kind of passion or what they like in in high school. The only thing is, I would say that it's just as much as up to the teachers, because I remember me liking English is the fact that I loved my English teachers so much. But yeah, I think it's just good to NCAA allows them to some extent. It still has its flaws to kind of hone in on what they like, and in a way, because it's a bit confusing, and in year 11 and year 12, kids who really don't like it will know straight away as well. um, and it's just kind of seeing those signs. And I remember from I had a bunch of friends who knew that, or felt like they would do better off if they did something else instead of strive for the normal university pathway, but stuck around and eventually didn't even go to uni because they didn't enjoy it. So I feel like they could have been in a better place if they kind of clocked onto that a lot sooner. But I feel like because it's so drilled into us that, oh, this is the normal way we go through high school, we do well in high school, then go to uni and graduate. I think it's just good if we can kind of get that out of them essentially. But yeah, that's all I've had to share.
Thank you, Andre. Okay, may question po ba sa ating parents who are here? Thank you very much, AJ and Andre, for your sharing. It's helpful kasi especially sa mga parents na kahit ako hindi ko pa fully naintindihan yung NCEA, pero yung idea ba na at least we know what we have to do, especially to help our kids at year 11 pa lang o year 10 pa lang, pwede na natin silang i-assist. But based on what they want, we cannot force what we want for them. But let's see, tulad ng sinasabi ni AJ, yung passion niya, nakita niya kaagad sa chemistry. So kung nakita natin sa anak natin yun, may passion sa ganito pala yung anak ko, math or physics or other courses or social sciences or art or literature, pwede natin silang doon suportahan at we can already guide them to start planning for what they want in the university as early as year 10 and year 11, just by knowing what information they need. Ano po? Yun. Thank you very much.
May tanong lang ako. Pwede rin sagutin ni AJ tsaka ni Andre. In terms sa halimbawa, di ba may mga activities sa high school na like music, like sports, or drama na nabanggit. How do they contribute to gaining credits, and how do they contribute to you getting into university when, for example, chemistry gusto mo pero may credits ka para sa sports o kaya sa drama. So paano mo ma-reconcile yung mga ganong activities towards the direction that you want?
You mind if I take this one, AJ?
Yep, go ahead, Andre.
So I did music from year 11 to year 13. So what we call those are hobby classes. So those ones where you're gonna get the 20 credits and you're gonna do well in them because that's what you enjoy. But there's no because those will essentially help you to your entrance to university. But at the same time, you would get all the other requirements from your other classes essentially. Depending on what you want to take, they do have the you kind of have the room to have those kind of classes. But most of my friends during high school had one or two at least in their lineup. I had a few Filipinos who would take Spanish for and some who would do sports because they're kind of just that's what they enjoy, and essentially just running to do credits was kind of their thing. Or for music, it was for me, all I had to do was like perform for some in a few events, and that's essentially some credits as well. So it's good to have those hobbies there, because even though I took it 3 years in a row, I knew that I wasn't going to pursue it. All my other classes were kind of for what I was gonna take going into uni. But yeah, they do have the room to go to have at least one or two of those. Because I believe, I don't know, I didn't go to Catholic high school, but I think they sometimes make maybe for year 11 or year 12 religious education a mandatory class. So yeah, so there is room to move depending on kind of what's going on. And
Cool. How about you, AJ?
Thank you, G.
Yep, I agree with that. For me, the hobby class was economics. And even though I knew that I wasn't going to pursue economics at university and that it wasn't technically needed for me to achieve my requirements, it still contributed to my university entrance. It still contributed to my credit pool. And that was actually quite a good safety net because I knew that I would get the credits, which allowed me to breathe a sigh of relief. Because each individual assessment elsewhere didn't matter as much because I had some insurance there in the background.
Awesome.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you very much. Sa experience ko naman dito sa uni, merong mga double majors. So, like for example, chemistry major ka, gusto mo chemistry, but then you also had some credits with music in high school na gusto mo pa rin siyang magamit in your university years. You can actually apply for these courses kasi pagdating mo naman sa university, hindi ka naman kailangan pagpasok mo ng university, gusto ko physics. Ito based on in Victoria University. It's very flexible. You can apply for courses na halimbawa gusto ko physics pero may mga ibang courses na gusto mong i-take, hindi lang puro physics. Pwede 'yon. Tapos pagdating mo ng third year, pwede kang double major ka ganun. Major in physics, major in chemistry, tapos meron nga kaming estudyante na may theater siya na credits pero nagtitip siya. So yun. Anyway, thank you very much sa mga
Thank you, AJ. Thank you, Dre.
AJ and Andrea. Okay, so let's continue with the next slide. So how is NCAA used to apply for apprenticeship? So ito naman, just to go through, apprenticeship, yun nga. So kung halimbawa ayaw mo nang pumasok ng university, gusto kong mag-construction, building, civil work, o kaya gusto ko mag-automotive, o mga hairdressing, cosmetics. So may mga nag-o-offer ng ganung mga training and apprenticeship na pwede ka nang dumiretso doon. May mga NCAA requirements din sila. So for every apprenticeship na a-applyan mo o kaya training programs na i-enrollan mo, merong mga entry requirements. And usually, papasok parati yung NCAA level 1. So dito sa isang example na nakita ko dito, this is from Connexis. Civil Infrastructure Apprenticeship. Ang entry requirement niya would be if you have NCAA level 2, you could just jump right in. So pag wala, you will be required to operate wala nakalagay kung ano. Pero basically, NCAA level 2. So may mga ganong entry requirements. Magagamit mo yung, ang alam ko specifically NCAA level 1. Kailangan kang merong NCAA level 1.
Yun ang basic tayo, level 1 dapat. Meron pa.
Okay, thank you. So, kung merong NCAA, ano naman yung NZQA? So, nalito din ako dito kasi NCAA level 1 tapos may NZQA level 1. So, pagkakaiba nila, anong pagkakapareho nila? Well, NZQA, what is NZQA? NZQA is responsible for managing New Zealand qualification framework. Sila actually nagbibigay ng assessment at nagka-qualify sa'yo, nagbibigay sa'yo ng qualification. Yung mga nag-apply ng registration sa nursing, sa teaching, engineering, na galing ng Pilipinas, kailangan mong ipa-assess yung requirements mo from the Philippines. Ipapa-assess mo pa siya sa NZQA para makita nila kung yung mga inaral mo, knowledge, skills na na-acquire mo sa Pilipinas ay aligned sa kung anong meron sila dito. So pagka nakita nila na pasok yung mga knowledge, yung background mo from the Philippines sa requirements nila dito, mabibigyan kanila ng qualification. And usually kapag sa atin bachelor's degree, dito papasok NZQA level 7. Ang master's degree is level 8 or postgrad level 8. Tama po ba Kuya Joey? Tapos level 9 nata ang PhD?
Level 8 ay postgrad, diploma, master's is level 9, PhD level 10.
Level 9. Okay. So yun po. Okay. So is this the same? So ano ba yung NZQA? Is this the same as Philippines TESDA? Yep. In terms of its function in assessment and managing qualifications, pareho sila. Pero may magkakaiba sila sa functions. Sa Pilipinas kasi yung TESDA, meron na rin tayo ng mga national certificates. Yung start ng level 1, level 2, level 3, and so on. So halos pareho. Actually, kaya yung TESDA natin nag-create din ng ganong national certificate system kasi ina-align na nila sa international qualifications. So halimbawa yung TESDA level 3 mo sa Pilipinas, national certificate level 3 mo sa Pilipinas. Pagdating dito, pwede mo siyang ipa-assess kung pasok din siya sa level 3 dito. So, ano na gabang tawag nito sa university? Yung prior learning. So pwede kang makakuha ng mga credits and certificates pag na-assess yung prior learning mo based on your experience.
RPL.
RPL, opo, yun.
Recognition of prior learning.
Recognition of prior learning. So hindi mo na kailangan i-enroll. Halimbawa, required ka ng 20 credits sa English. Pero may may units ka na ng ganito o nagtatrabaho ako tawag nito nagtatrabaho ko sa call center, ganito yung skills na ginagamit ko. So hingi ka ng certification o ng letter from your employer na ganito yung skills na to na hinihingi sa level o credits na kailangan sa certificate ng level 1 na acquire mo na kasi ginagamit mo na siya sa trabaho. So ibibigay mo ngayon yung letter na yun sa school, sa institution nyo, tapos pag nakita nilang, okay, qualified ka naman na. So hindi mo na kailangan i-enroll yung English course kasi may prior learning ka na. So, may ganun yan. So pwedeng gamitin yung mga experiences, prior knowledge, or prior education para maka-acquire ka ng credit. May skip mo na yung ibang courses.
Isang beses mo lang pwedeng gamitin yan.
Isang beses lang ba? For every course or?
Halimbawa, mag-apply ka ng English RPL, Recognition of Prior Learning. Gagamitin mo lang yun. Pwede mo gamitin sa isang course lang. At least sa Well-Tech sa Cafeteria. So hindi mo na siya pwedeng gamitin ulit sa iba pa.
Pero pag halimbawa nabigyan ka na kasi ng parang certificate or credit, automatic na yun, accounted.
Makikita yun sa transcript mo.
Transcript.
So matitrace nila yung kung nagamit mo na hindi pa.
Pero kung ibang provider, Joey,
ganun din, kasi kukunin din naman yung transcript mo eh.
Ganun?
Yeah, makikita nila yan. Okay. So ganun din yun sa cross-credit. So di ba halimbawa basically the same course o kaya subject sa Philippines, nakuha mo English 101, punta ka rito, kukunin mo yung English equivalent 101 dito sa Victoria University. So gusto mong ipa-recognize. Titingnan nila yung learning outcomes, kung ano yung mga similarities, kung gaano ka laki yung credits. And then you can credit that course or that subject to your Victoria University subject or course para hindi mo na siya makuha. Pwede yon, possible yon, pero you can only use it once. So, at lalabas doon sa transcript mo, cross-credit, CC.
May question si Ate Judith or addition?
Isi-share ko lang na ang sa tingin ko doon sa sa NZQA na malaking pagkakaiba doon sa TESDA. For example, sa Pilipinas kasi ang NZQA all-encompassing siya, all-embracing. So dahil nakakategorize niya yung 1, 2, 3, 4 hanggang 10 na qualifications framework, so pumapatak din doon pati yung mga trade courses. Na samantalang yung sa Pilipinas na TESDA, naka-focus lang sila doon sa mga trade courses. So, yun ang wala sa atin, di ba? Na dapat siguro magkaroon later. Yung isang body talaga na may quality assurance na sila yung bahala doon sa pag-recognize ng prior learning, sila yung pupunta sa mga universities and institutions para mag-assess kung qualified o hindi. Maganda kasi maka-classify nila yung yung kumbaga yung performance na evaluate ng NZQA. Yun lang.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much po, Ate Judith. So, yun, pagkakaiba ng TESDA at ng NZQA. May naka-raise ng hand si Ate Mai at saka si Ate Cecil.
Share ko lang yung sa NZQA. Sa lahat ng courses, ilalagay nila doon. I remember kumuha ako ng certificate yun, Joey, no? Yung horticulture na ginawa natin dati. I only finished 2 out of the 4 papers. Pero nandun sa record ko yung natapos kong paper. So if I decide to continue doing the certificate, tulad nga na sabi ni Joey, parang yung cross credits and all that, dahil nagawa ko na yung course na yun. Then it's already there. So pwedeng parang RPS.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, it's really, sorry, I did not ask for recognition, Ahmed. So yun nga, it reminds me, Mai, tama ka. Kasi nga, di ba yung sa NZQA, pwede ang unit standards. Kada kuha mo ng isang halimbawa short-term course, it could be a unit standard. So andun na yung qualification mo. So it is competency-based. Hindi siya yung halimbawa sinasabi nating program kanina. Hindi mo kailangan mag-enroll ng isang program para makatrabaho ka, di ba?
That's correct.
Thank you po.
Cecil.
Cecil?
Just curious question lang. Recognize kasi, paano naman yung mga, halimbawa yung mga sa Pilipinas na mga PRC, yung PRC passer, yung board passer, ng ganun. Recognize ba dito sa New Zealand yung meron kang PRC, yung mga license or ID or something? Parang hindi parang sure.
Depende sa trade. Halimbawa nursing, kailangan bago ka makapag-practice dito, meron kang kailangan undergo ng CAP, yung competency something program. Uy, ang ingay nyo dyan. Ingay sa likod ko. Yun, halimbawa nursing, kailangan talagang sila registered before they can practice here, at kailangan nilang mapas nila yung CAP program. So may mga trades na kailangan talagang kailangan yung PRC passer ay recognize dito sa New Zealand. Though yung qualification, halimbawa dahil nga hindi sabihin natin hindi nakapasa nursing, natapos niya yung Bachelor's of Nursing somewhere, okay pa rin yun. Kaya lang hindi sila makaka-practice. Pwede sila kumuha ng trabaho related to nursing, healthcare, ganyan, pero nursing in itself, they cannot do it.
So same as sa engineering too, dahil kailangan mo pa rin magpa-assess talaga sa NZQA kung talagang kung yun, same. Okay.
Sa engineering lalo na kasi mayroon ding mga equivalency ng mga nung learning outcomes tsaka nung skills nung tao. So makikita naman yun So syempre highly recommended na kailangan mayroong may PRC. Ako nakapasa ng PRC board exam bago mag-practice ng engineering dito. Though dito walang mga ganun masyado.
Thank you.
Share ko lang yung experience ko yung sa tinatanong ni Cecil. So yung mga PRC, hindi siya nare-recognize tulad ng sabi ni Joey, but it can support your pathway in being recognized. So with my experience teaching, I was able to get my teacher registration, New Zealand teacher registration prior to coming here using a different pathway. Yun nga, yung training mo, experience, tsaka yun, yung mga qualifications na nakuha mo. So, yung PRC certificate, in a way, help boost up yung points ko for getting the teacher registration prior to coming here without doing the study. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
po.
you.
Okay, thank you po. So, ito yung NCAA and NZQA. Yung NZQA level 1 at saka level 1 ng NCAA ay halos pareho lang naman. Pagdating ng level 2, NCAA level 2 and level 3, mostly ginagamit siya sa tertiary education. Pero yung NZQA level 2, level 3 and so on, depende na dun sa gusto mong pathway, depende dun sa tina-target mo ng vocational courses or program. Okay, tuloy lang natin. So, ito ng aking last slides. NCAA is a doorstep that opens to different opportunities. It is not the end goal of high school. Definitely, it is useful for work, studies, and other options for all school leavers. All information about NCAA can be found in the links. Ang daming website. Pagka nag-type ka ng NCAA, ang dami nila ditong official website. Meron sa TEC, meron sa NZQA, meron sa careers.nz.gov, meron sa Ministry of Education. Tapos meron pang sariling website ngayon, yung NCAA. Yung nca.education.government.nz. Yan yung separate website. Pero yung bago lang ata itong nca.education.government.nz. Kasi marami nung binuksan ko siya, may mga infos na hindi ko pa nakikita doon. So basically, bumalik ako doon sa website ng Ministry of Education. Pag inopen natin itong website ng Ministry of Education, kung ma-open ko dito. Ito kasing, kaya itong pinili kong ilagay dito kasi pag inopen mo to, lalabas din dito yung lahat ng mga additional other websites na pwede mong i-access for NCAA. Ayan. Nakikita po ba? Nakikita po kayo, Joey, yung
Yep.
So, ayan. About NCAA. Ito yung NCAA website. Pag click mo yan, yung unang website na nilagay ko kanina. Ito yung sa NZQA. Andito yung lahat ng information na kailangan mo, lalo kung mga resources, review para sa external exams. Andito meron yan available. Yung sa Careers NZ, dito ko naman nakuha yung mga ibang information about other pathways and youth guarantee and all other stuff. Okay, so minimize ka na yan. And to close my session, maraming salamat po sa pag-attend. Ito ay video.
Ayos, graduate. Galing
Graduation na.
Saan yan? Saan ba yan? Sa basketball court pa yata yan eh.
Sa Pilipinas. Yan. So, salamat ng marami sa pag-attend.
Trip to Jerusalem lang pala yun.
Trip to Jerusalem.
Garcia, dahil hindi ka nakaupo,
hindi ka nakaupo, hindi ka gagraduate. Sorry. Salamat po ng marami sa pag-attend.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Salamat po.
Salamat po.